Will it go off the hinges? Will it fall apart? Will I stay connected?
It's freaking Doug and Craig.
Craig,
Hello.
hello. How are all of you doing?
I told BA he looks like a Christmas pirate.
The kids wanted to do the whole Christmas pirate thing, so I'm all Christmased and pirated up. I got my ugly sweater on. Someone's gonna click on this and be like, I am not taking this
Josh.
dude seriously.
Oh, yeah.
He is cray cray.
Hey, Ethan. Joe.
I've got to get the dog. Hang on. You keep saying hi. I'm gonna get the
I
dog.
am. Just saying hi as everybody's popping up along.
Come here,
Landon's a little
Doug.
crooked. Oh well. Hey, R.
Get back with the
Non y'all.
dog.
Dwarfy.
Go on, dog.
Country Mall.
I got too many
Good
dogs.
evening. Peaches.
That's a good question.
What is
And before I get this started,
Jeremiah and Sergeant?
how many dogs do you need for security?
Tickle hand.
Are dogs a good choice for security?
Glad to see you made it to Idaho.
So many of you
Tommy,
joining us.
fun.
And if Guns McPew is here, I've got my John Wayne
Ponderosa.
hot cocoa bacon.
Sean. Silius. Yes, it's very interesting flavor there. Again.
John Wayne bacon hot chocolate.
Yep.
And apparently real man's drink.
Hey, Suze.
That's what I'm
Hello,
drinking.
Portugal.
Oh man.
Anonymous.
The real man's drink.
Laser. East Tennessee. Kearney.
Which-
AJ.
I was going to talk about dogs a little bit and
Yeah.
security stuff, and you know the issue you deal with security stuff and animals
You
for
told.
pets and
Yeah.
pets kind of thing, and that's going to be towards the after of this part here, because I know a lot of folks are concerned about
No
this
dog. Hey, Chris.
this vaccination thing, and from what I've heard so far is vaccinations kicked off like the other day, and you know National Guards all over the place in in Tennessee and a few other places. The states that can afford to activate their National Guard to assist, they go in and assist with different things. I don't need to go into details about it, because the situation we're in. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I know this and this, because it's just kind of like, toilet talk or scuttlebutt talk or stuff like that. So I'm not gonna get into it. But I guess
Jiggle.
the main thing to take from it is there's I'm the Christmas pirate.
Sorry, I had to.
I'm the pirate of Christmas past. Oh man. No, you did not eat a rotten potato. I am real. I am real and in your face, and I'm here to tell you about everything that's happened. So
Yep.
I need to go haunt the Bidens. Turn myself into black and white.
Yeah.
Here's some chains. Anyway, I'm just being facetious. All right. So with the vaccine coming out and everything, and the thought of this is how we've involved the National Guard into some states that can afford to activate their National Guard and whatnot. Okay, it's not like, I know a lot of folks are saying it's martial law and blah blah. This goes back to the beginning when a few years ago I made this video. It was called it was a what if scenarios. The what ifs and should haves that will eat your brain. And every time I do those, where I'm thinking, well, what if there is a scenario where it's medical martial law and they start to force vaccinations on children and everyone else? And I start getting all X-File-ish, and it's like fluoride. They add it to the water and you drink it and you're like, oh, my teeth are so much whiter. Look at this. It's amazing.
Fluoride they put in. Make
Yeah,
the super soldiers.
the chloride for the super soldiers, right? Those of you that watch X-Files, you'll know what we're talking about. Super soldiers, what the heck? Yeah, those dudes are cray cray. You can blow them up and they put themselves right back together. It's crazy. And anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But I got to thinking, like, you will do this. And I said in that video that you would do this because it's going to be a job requirement. It's mission requirement, right? Who's that? Gunny Soul?
Gypsy.
Gypsy?
You were way
Oh, I
off,
saw
pal.
GY. Look, I was in the
It's
Corps for so long. I
Gypsy.
see GY, I start reading
Oh,
Gunny.
thank you very
But
much.
We do have a Gunny on the channel.
Ring the bell.
Why are you?
Boom.
Don't push
Thank
me.
you very much.
Anyways, thank you, Gypsy,
Thank you.
because I look like a gypsy, and we're gypsies tonight.
We appreciate you very much. Thank you.
Gypsies and pirates. It's the gypsy pirate theme tonight.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Back to the martial
Thank
law
you. We
thing.
really appreciate you.
Thank you. The
Hey, Wes's.
what was it called again? Back to the topic here, where they force that on you in order to go to work again and in order to go to school again. This goes back to school. In order for us to put our kids in school, we have to vaccinate them in so many different things, or you're not allowed to send your kids to school.
Mm-hmm.
There was like this list. Remember how long that was? Like how many vaccinations it was
yeah.
just to send your kids to school. We did the ones that are the most important, and those most important ones, most folks would say, why would you do that and why would you do this? But a lot of them are very important. Now we are getting into vaccines for COVID-19 stuff, where the vaccines literally tapping into your freaking DNA. Isn't that about right? It's like
It's the messenger.
it's
RNA.
the messenger. It's messing with a bunch of stuff, and they just started kicking this thing off of the other day, where they're doing vaccinations. It kind of kicked off. Hey, look out, world! Here we come. Here comes this vaccine, and people were passing out. There's like side effects for like a few folks out there that I was reading. I was reading about these folks that had passed out and whatnot. And then, you start hearing all this other stuff. I was reading today about folks that were just going into all kinds of weird medical complications and stuff, and having to be rushed in the emergency room for weird stuff. And from what I've heard from, a few folks, it's just been busy. So I would say there could be some sort of major side effects, and now it's going to be investigated. So if you think about that, but they're still forcing it, and something that plays around with your DNA and stuff like that, and messes with your rebuilding yourself and stuff. She better not be messing with that. She's trying to get her bone. I think her bones are her ball stuck in there. The puppy, she wants her bone. She wants her ball or something. Once she gets it, she's running off.
Yeah.
She done rumped off. You think about it though. Think about it though. If you're forced to do something like this in order to be able to work, and some places we're already starting to force that, and this goes back to like, well, some governors are not, some folks are not. Who we got now? Is that Harshman Hills?
Harshman Hills.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you
Big
very
explosion.
much.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, the governor didn't make it mandatory in Tennessee, at least for us to have to get it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised quite a few people have gotten it at my work.
Yeah, there's a whole slew of people I heard that were trying to get it done, and they wanted it done. There's a lot of folks that are afraid. They want to get it done, and out of the way, they think that it's the right decision. So there's a lot of folks jumping on it. There's a few folks that I've heard had side effects from it immediately afterwards, and then but who's to know?
Yeah, exactly.
Who knows? Yeah, exactly.
99% chance you'll live through
You're
it.
going to live through it, and then there's that percentage where
I guess some people think like in the
There's even a
medical field,
percentage
they
you
don't
won't get
want
it.
to spread it to others. I guess I don't know.
There's that percentage that you won't get it.
Yeah.
It's just not there. You just won't get it. And there's some folks that are going to get it, and well, most folks are going to get it and recover from it, but most, certain ones won't. And yes, it's real. And it's like I get this all the time when I start voicing my opinion about COVID-19, or if I voice my opinion about the vaccine or any of this stuff that's going on. If I say anything about it, then I instantly get attacked and bombarded by folks that say, "What? How do you?" Sorry about the bell ringing constantly, but what do you say? Well, how dare you? What do you say about the ones that are dying or scared for their lives and they think they're going to die because they've been told they have it and they're on ventilators and blah blah. I didn't say it wasn't real. Did anybody ever say that there is something in the air? For sure. Nobody ever said it wasn't real. And nobody has said, I mean,
Thank
for the
you, Dennis.
thank you.
Woo!
Boom!
Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you very
Big
much.
explosion. The what? Because there's folks out there. As soon as you criticize something, everyone will come down on you and say, "How dare you?" But that is the monopoly of what it takes to get you into communism. Okay, that is like the starter thing. I said this.
Swallow your spit.
Who was that? Babe, who was that? I wasn't.
No, swallow your spit.
Yes, you can have some water. Come here.
Thank you, Wookie.
Thank you, Wookie.
Boom.
Boom.
Thank
I've
you
got
very
water.
much.
I've got water right here, kid. You want mine? Here.
Don't backwash.
Don't slobber in it. She's pretty good about it. She doesn't usually spit in it. I think Drew was the one that used to spit in my water all the time. Kid, don't you chime in. Go on, get out of here. You guys are supposed to be in bed anyways. They're like right there, so I can just yell at them. Hey, go to bed. All right, so what was I saying? But there's
Unicorns
okay, that's how,
and
like I said last
will
week
cure
was last
all.
week. Were we on last week?
Unicorn blood
We were
will
on
cure
last
it.
Saturday, right?
Mhm.
And I was
Yeah.
telling people how the indoctrination into
We got
communism to get you molded into something before there's a civil war, before there's a war
Yeah.
of any kind. And how they do that is to first they have to find something. They don't let a good pandemic go to what, not pandemic, but a good
Thank you, Dennis.
thank you, Dennis.
Boom.
Boom.
Appreciate you very much. Thank you.
Boom. Big explosion. Thank you. I am the Christmas pirate. I am the ghost of the Christmas pirate past, just for you. But yeah, don't let a good tragedy, don't let a good, like this great pandemic, don't let any of this stuff go to waste.
Good crisis.
You
There you
good
go.
crisis.
That's what Kenny
I know. I just got to get it out of the way. I
You
got
gotta
to say it and
extend
get
your
it out of the way.
vocabulary a little bit.
Shut your face. I already did that last week. I talked about that. Don't let it go to waste. And then, to utilize this to push the public, to push the citizens over the edge, make them all hate each other, make them do something, put muzzles on everybody and, do all these different things. And most of us already know that the ones, especially for me, I mean, I'm not, like I said, I didn't say this wasn't real. I said it was very real. This whole situation is very real, but there's certain things that are not real about it. And it's how it's being curved and manipulated to better advantage for certain situations, which is something I wanted to talk about tonight. The first thing was how, all right, so you get everyone to do something, because most of us that know anything about respiratory protection or any of that stuff, like, see me, I went to college for all that stuff. And to know that, I know it's like when I see people not covering their eyes, I'm like, it's going to enter your eyes. If it's floating throughout the air, it's going to go through your eyes. Some situations, in most cases, it absorbs in your skin. In some cases, if someone already has it, but you're snuggled up with them, if they're your girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever, if y'all start doing the hanky panky, y'all are going to get it anyways. There's so many different things. I mean, I could go into so many different things here, different scenarios of how you're going to get it. It's like I drink from this cup or whatever, so and so gets it.
Drink from
It's on
my
a cup of coffee. I don't know how long it would live on the surface, and I think that was something that we discovered right at the beginning was that it lived on the surface for like 8 days or something. Remember that?
It's back and forth.
Nobody had made up their mind on that. Like it was like for 8 days. But I just wanted to go ahead and throw those things out there at you guys right off the bat, and then to take some of this stuff and then get people so freaked out that they have to correct one another when they go in public. Where's your mask? Put on your mask. You can't go inside without a mask. You can't have a store anymore. You in some places that are serving food, they used to be takeout only because during the pandemic they switched things around. They kept their staff on just to make food, get it shipped out the door, and take it to people's houses. Now they've got it to the point where you could pee on the ground and poop everywhere all over the street, but you can't have a business serving people food. Brian Holland, thank you.
Brian Holland. Merry Christmas.
Boom! Merry Christmas.
Thank you
I
very
am the
much.
pirate ghost of Christmas past.
They just keep degrading people, and it's like, when are people going to wake up? Making you cover your face.
Yep.
They're making you poop out in the streets.
Well, none of this makes any sense. Like puppies just running around in circles.
Good.
I don't know
The
what's going
energy
on
out.
here. I hope those two don't start in. Bandit, go on. Get. He's gonna
No,
start.
I don't want to play with the zebra.
Oh, you'll start hearing growling and vicious barking
Oh,
here in a
God
minute.
bless.
Go on. Why did you get him over here?
I didn't.
I didn't call
You
him.
made eye contact. I didn't.
I try not to look at them or they'll come running. Here, go. Here, was there?
No, you give him something, they'll always come back. Go on, go.
He won't go. Sorry, guys. I
Ew.
got the.
There
he's-
you go.
He,
Go play tug of war with yourself.
he has some really funky tuna breath
He's
dog
old.
mouth. It's
He's old
nasty.
dog breath.
Smelly. I try to give him bones for it, but and I have to give him his doobie snacks. They're called. Well, I call them doobie snacks. They're the hemp treats. I have to give him hemp treats for his joints. We call them the doobie snacks for the dog, just to be hilarious because it's funny. You gotta come up with something. Here, dog, come get your doobie snack. You're laughing. It is funny though. It's pretty hilarious because it's what everybody else thought that was. When they start reading the logo on it, they're like, "What are you feeding your dog?" It's hilarious.
Mhm.
Anyway, all right. So using this to get places closed down. Now there's businesses. Why is he eating a bow to? Never mind.
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
JC.
JC Miller.
Miller.
Merry
thank
Christmas.
You very much.
Boom.
Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Boom! Big
We
atomic
appreciate you
blast
guys
explosion.
Very
Boom!
much.
Thank you.
Honestly, we do. Y'all are just amazing. Level of
Uh-oh. What do you
Thank you so
want?
much.
I'm getting chewed on. You got the dog worked up. Now she's chewing on my leg. No, I don't want pieces of paper. Stop it. Stop. Man, it is so funny when the kids start running through the living room and the puppy, she tackles them, takes them out.
Right on the butt. Gets them right on the keister every time.
But they know what they're doing when they run through the living room. I tell them not to run, and she's my regulator to keep the kids from running through the living room. I'm like, don't run through the living room. Hey, did I tell them about the story of the packages? If you want to discipline your kids during Christmas time, a really unique way of doing that is to get some presents, cardboard boxes.
Oh.
I don't know if I told you guys this, but it's hilarious. Get some cardboard boxes empty and take them and wrap them up like Christmas presents. Put little bows on them and stuff. And if you got like a fireplace or something,
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
if you have something to burn things in, like a fire pit,
Thank
or
you. That's
or
very
something like
sweet.
that, or a fireplace, take them, and anytime they're bad,
I'll
just
like to be
just
your dad.
grab one and say, all right, well, this is to so and so. Fine, you want to be bad? Good to go. Just throw it in the fire pit. It'll telling you, it'll break them from bad behavior. But utilizing something like this, right, to freak everybody out, make everyone hate each other. Then they start losing all the small businesses, leaning towards corporations. Now we're focused and we're flipping the switch, saying that Russia has done something, right? Now we're flipping the switch. We're on the side with China. We're button heads with Russia. And there's so much more stuff that's going on here. And we forget about these small countries out there that are waiting. They're laughing. They're laughing at us right now. They know that I'll say it. I'm not trying to be mean, but they know Biden is weak.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying this because they know that.
Well, he's got close ties to China with his kids. And,
Perfect reason to rig the whole thing. I'm just saying, for some of you out there, I don't want to get anyone offended out there. Trust me. I want you to see the full picture that's painted here instead of just little bits and whatnot. Just look at look at the situation. They see that. And then things can be manipulated. They can dub down, drop the dollar, all sorts of stuff, mess with the whole situation. We have to be brought down. I already said that before. I said it in the last one, but or last week. But the thing, if you think about it, if they start to incorporate this, if you incorporate this to where, in order for you to be able to work, you have to be vaccinated and so many other things. And then they enforce it to the point that, well, you have to work. You live in a society where it needs money, or you're living on the street. Some folks can't afford to buy Christmas presents and put them on the tree because, because of the situation with there's no jobs, and a lot of factories have closed down. They can't keep running like this, and there's no need. The supply and demand has died down for a lot of things, and this stay-at-home orders has dropped everybody. I mean, it's so many different things. I tell you what, internet companies are making a fortune right now. The live streaming stuff's probably making a fortune. Google's probably making a killing. All these little companies that the stay-at-home thing, that is a thing. The digital world, ordering packages online, all these folks that are doing the online shopping and stuff, while all the little mom and pop stores just fall off into the deep end, and they can't recover from it. There's no one's there to pay their rent. No one's there to pay their mortgage. No one's there to back them up and take care of them. They're going to be on their own. And for all the people that walk by that store or whatever, they say, well, there's so-and-so's pizzeria. It's gone now. You know what I mean?
The pizzeria.
Merry Christmas, Slow-Mo. Schmilgelos. Well, there is all that. And I kind of wanted to, talk about stuff like that right here at the beginning. There's a lot of stuff that's on my mind, and it also goes back to the other things that you can do, not just push socialism and all this other stuff, like I was saying before, like last week. The other thing that falls in line with this, forcing people to do stuff and yada yada. And when I say medical martial law, now, when someone hears martial law, they think, there's an armed service member on every corner kind of thing. That's not the kind of enforcement that I'm talking about. Is there the kids, the dog's attacking me. You can hear the puppy there. She's chewing on her good too. Get her. Yeah, they're all giggling. They're all having fun. All right, so what I mean is, like, the situation, like, to enforce these types of things, to be able to fill in the gaps. And when you start doing away with law enforcement and stuff, if you start saying, well, let's get rid of the cops and blah blah, you start doing stuff like that. Every time if you get rid of the police, you get military. I've said it so many times. If you get rid of the police, you get military. You're not going to be able. It's in the history books. It's in the history books, people. I'm telling you, This goes back to the Gestapo once again. This whole thing just sounds, I mean, sounds like some freaking playbook. And but if you start getting rid of the cops, you start rolling into some military, that's martial law right there. It doesn't have to be armed up to the gills and everybody put in FEMA camps and yada yada, like the whole thing, like most folks would say. It would look something like that though. You know what I mean? It would look, yeah, it would be like UN police, but they would be more military. It wouldn't be police. They would be basically military. But anyway, I think everybody kind of knows that. They know what happens once you get rid of law enforcement, the police. Folks know what happens when you get rid of those folks, and it starts to incorporate into that field, and then only only key personnel or something like that are going to be non-expendable, right? There's going to be certain people that are expendable. You know, it's just you're just on this list. It could be just forgotten about any day. Uh, but this leads me to the other thing that the ammunition situation. And I'm just looking. The only reason why I'm looking at the ammunition situation is because this is kind of a big deal. When someone, oh, thank you. Hey, babe, come here. Woman,
See to my Christmas ornament.
huh? Well, you're missing. You had one job. I'm
You got
sorry.
a puppy.
Sorry if I'm covering the screen up. I
You
don't
got
mean
a
to.
puppy. And she's chewing on my Christmas tree. Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you.
Once
I know I
again.
saw one fly
Thank you
that
very
way.
much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you very, very much. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I had to stop it. Sorry, guys. I had to
Y'all
stop
are
it because
awesome.
I saw. Thank you very much. I saw it fly up, and dang it, I couldn't see it, and I had to scroll.
Thank you.
What was I saying?
I don't know. Killer robots.
No, ammo.
Oh.
Using this pandemic as an excuse for the reason why we've closed down mines that can't get vital, crucial metals,
Real life.
and then you've got certain companies that are in
Piece of
different parts of the world that can't make primers because of COVID-19, and there's vital pieces of some of the powder portion that can't be used to make the
Right.
primers. All these different little all your precious metals and stuff. Now, this is the other thing that I didn't say anything about last week that was on my mind is we're in a coin shortage.
Stop getting.
I'm waiting for her to come back over here. This is the other thing.
Taking my ornaments.
It was on the ground. Baby, it was on the ground because of
The dog.
it was
knocking them
your
off.
daughter. It was your
Your
daughter.
dog.
She was climbing. Your
Ruining my Christmas tree.
girlfriend, your 5-year-old was climbing in the flipping tree like a monkey, and she came right out the top, right by the angel.
That's your kid.
And she popped out
Like a
and she popped out like a gremlin. It was like Gremlins 2, and she popped out and she was throwing ornaments all over the house. I'm telling you. And the
Mhm.
puppy was in on it too. They were unraveling the tinsel stuff and everything else. It was crazy. Anyways, but there's a coin shortage. Okay, to mix you into but due to COVID-19, there's a coin shortage. So you know what that leads to. You know what that leads to. That that leads to digital currency. That leads to a cashless society. Doesn't it? When you start disappearing, when money starts disappearing because there's a shortage, and then they peg one thing, then they peg another thing. It's like, oh, there's no precious metals anymore. There goes the guns. There goes the ammunition. The price of ammunition right now has gone up 300%. It has gone up 300%. In the beginning of this, a box was $15. Then it turns out it's $25.
It's funny.
Then it
Sarah.
jumps. Then it jumps back up. Then it jumps up to $55. I mean, there's boxes of ammo that used to be $10 going for $60. There's primers online. There's bidding wars right now on eBay for buying primers, and all the other gun folks out there. There's bidding wars for freaking all sorts of stuff. I'm telling people where to go. It's like, like for bullets, I checked out Extreme Bullets. They're loaded. They're loaded. There's some folks I told them to go to ballisticproducts.com, and most of that stuff's gone too. There's some other powder. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a California site that has a lot of interesting powder companies out there because they get stuff shipped in, and the stuff that they've gotten shipped in, they keep there just to ship out to somebody else in the States. That's the powder folks out there, and I can't remember the name of it. It was Vista Powder, or Vista something like it's one of those like it's like Vista or Pal or something like that. I can't remember, something powders out there. I can't remember the name of the company off the top of my head. Kid, hey, you go on YouTube. You're gonna knock the table over. You got a 200-pound dog fighting a 20-pound puppy underneath the table. Oh man, she weighed our Cane Corso. This dog right here. Come here, you. Come here. I'll talk about you for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I just want to talk about you for 2 minutes. Dude, this Cane Corso right here, right? So look at the camera. Look right there. There you go. Anyways, so she's got big fat paws in the front. She's got these little bitty ones in the back. She's big. She's big. Y'all remember? Look how big that puppy is. So a couple of weeks ago, she weighed 6 pounds. She weighed 6 pounds. I took her to the vet. She weighs 17 pounds.
That's an elephant.
That was 2 weeks ago. Y'all look
Yeah.
up Cane Corso if you get time. Check them out. And they're always for sale in some places like New York and stuff like that. These folks had moved
Yeah.
to Tennessee. They had to get out of the city. They moved
Yeah,
here.
they were.
Whoa.
Sir Black, Merry Christmas.
Sir
and
Black,
Semper
thank
Fi.
you.
Thank you very much.
Boom!
For
Boom! Boom! Boom!
Boom.
Zipper Fi.
Cheers.
Boom!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very, very generous, you guys.
To the Toothful Onions out there. I said Toothful Onion there's a the postman. His son's a Marine, and had just graduated boot camp and everything. And he said he would tell me every single day, and we sit and talk about telling me his war stories. The stuff he's going through. New young Marine and his first check-in, and traveling here and traveling there, and I tell him some of my seasick stories and stuff, and back and forth, and I said, tell him I said, hey, Toothful Onion, good luck, or something like that, and he's like, what is that? And I had to look it up, and it's like, oh, Devil Dog, and it's because I used to have this master sergeant used to say, he'd walk by every now and then and say, hey, what up, Toothful? Or something like that. And he'd thump me in the chest with his elbow. Nobody ever said hi like normal people in the Marine Corps. You either got punched in the chest or kicked into whatever. And that's just how everybody greets one another. It's weird. Anyway. But yeah, I used to have anyway, I just had to get into that story. I get on a random kick sometimes about just telling goofy stories about people. But anyways, I could get into some weird ones. Some of those crazy, crazy stories. But anyway.
Like the yard gnomes.
The yard gnomes was hilarious. You can't tell a story like that. Because it's like the person that was involved with kidnapping yard gnomes would probably be watching, the kidnapping yard gnomes and street signs.
Yeah.
It's like, who did that? Oh, well. just some guys in
Yeah.
Chinatown somewhere, you know. But anyway, ammo. Where was I? What was I saying? Metal shortage. That's what I was getting into. You wanted to add your 2 cents about the coin shortage, didn't you?
Mm-mm.
You didn't have anything. You just kind of like, did you hear about the coin shortage? What?
No, I
'Cause
told you.
well, you did. That's what I said. You said, did you hear about the coin shortage?
Yeah.
Because I read a sign. If you go to like
Any drive-through.
any drive-through, Mickey D's or whatever,
Dunkin's.
they tell you right off the bat that there's a coin shortage. So you better use exact change, or you've got to use a
Yeah.
card, or they're already starting to enforce it where it's cashless. You have to pay with a card, or you're not getting anything because there's a coin shortage and you can't use any coins. And that all falls back onto ammunition and stuff like that. Because I mean, gun sales are going through the roof, and I don't know what some of these gun shops are doing right now. If they're pulling back a box of ammo to sell with that particular rifle or pistol or whatever, if that's kind of what they're doing in the process for the first time gun buyers, because the first time gun buyers is the highest it's ever been. Doesn't it happen every single time? It happens every single time. Every year there's an election and it involves a situation like this. It happened back during freaking
Yeah.
Obozo, when Obozo got elected. I mean, we had the Fast and the Furious. We had so many different scenarios going around at that time period, and it's if it ain't one thing, it's another. And me and my wife had said during the Obozo administration, we had decided then, it's not again, not again. And we both, I think we both just said, you know what, we are not going to be stuck like this again, because that was during the time we had ammunition. I had just started reloading,
Yeah.
and then
It was like 2012.
and things starts going crazy. I remember before Obozo got elected, you could buy a Mosin Nagant for $30. You could go to any. Yeah.
One box of ammo and that's it. Yeah.
Before Obozo got elected, I just want to talk about my memories for a minute, if I remember clear enough. Even in California, you could go to anywhere. I was in South Carolina, and before Obozo got in office, I could buy a Mosin Nagant for $20, $30 or $40.
Yeah.
And then I could go to California, pay 60, something like that for just for the same rifle, right? Something fancy. I mean, it could even have a folding bayonet, come from wherever, short version, long version, it didn't matter. The modifications, how precious it was. It was $30, $40. You clean the Cosmoline off of it and call it a day. You punch the bore on it about 30,000 times with a power drill and call it a day. Right? Isn't that what everybody does? That's what I do. But yeah, you could do that before Obozo got in office. And then after, going to a reloading store before Obozo got elected was awesome. I could go into a reloading store. It was like a magical wonderland of gunpowder. Gunpowder on every single shelf. Every shelf was stocked with so much ammunition, and the price was so much better. It was probably 10% of what it is right now.
Yeah, imagine what it'll be like in the next 5 years.
I mean, now ammo is almost the same price as the gun. It's ridiculous. I'm paying 30 if I don't pay it. I don't pay it, but there's more people that are trying to catch up. But we said never again. Like I said in the beginning of this, I said me and her both said never again. This would never happen to us again.
Yeah.
We would have enough ammunition and then some. We would never put ourselves in this situation, powder and all, because we saw it coming then, and we wanted to prepare ourselves then, because we knew it wasn't going to get any better. It didn't matter what happened. We knew eventually that down the road, this tumbling thing would happen, because they're going to take control it's going to happen. We know that's going to happen, and you learn it from the history books that it's going to happen.
Yeah, primers.
But it's like I said, I was going to make sure and to see the difference now. You're paying like $30 for a box of ammo that used to be $10, and that $30 back before Obozo was elected, you could have got them was in a gun, and then you could have gotten what 450 rounds or 500 rounds spam can, whichever you find, something around there, right? Stop digging in my ear, woman.
You clean your ears out more.
I clean my
No,
ears.
because you ignore me a
You
lot and you
what?
claim you don't hear anything.
After I get off here, I'm gonna take a soldering iron and burn my earlobes out, so I don't have to listen anymore. I'm just gonna plug them up.
I'll still pick them.
You probably will. I'm gonna hem them up. I'm gonna go to your sewing machine. I'm gonna
I'll
get
still
some
pick
supplies.
on your face. You gonna sew your face
I got
up?
some pop rivets. I'm gonna pop rivet them suckers closed so you don't stick your little fingers in there anymore like a little chipmunk. All right. What was I saying?
You were talking about the wonders of how robotics and chimpanzees
This woman is ridiculous.
will take over the earth.
No, I was just expressing my points of
Who Texas?
how this happens and how we get to this point.
Slowly, one little year at a time.
This is supposed to be bacon flavored. It has a hint of bacon. Thank you, Gunsmith Pew. The John Wayne
Mhm.
bacon hot chocolate, a real man's drink. For those of you to find it. Anyway, that's what I'm drinking tonight. And it's supposed to have a hint of bacon. It's got a small hint.
I've had my burnout share of caffeine on top of stroke codes, cardiac arrests, alpha bravo traumas, right after another. Today was
Hasn't that's been today, right?
That's been a poppin' day today. Let me tell you.
And there's people out there that'll tell me about their day, but I'm with 3 kids homeschooling, and it's just funny. I'm the guy. Any of you out there, if any of you out there homeschool your kids, if any of you have 3 different grades, like I'm talking kindergarten, 1st grade, and 2nd grade, and that's what I have here, and I'm homeschooling my kids because we don't have internet so good out here, and you can't do all that stuff, and I'm not going to throw them in the mix of the internet world. But to do all this and keep this going, I've heard stories from other folks that say, man, that's unbelievable, because they couldn't do it. They couldn't imagine having to spend every single waking day with their kids.
Yeah.
3 kids just going cray all day long. They couldn't imagine doing it. But that's me. That's what I do every single day. I do the homeschooling thing. And someone will tell me that they had a bad day because they had to drive further or something like that. I'm just like,
Oh yeah, we had cops roll out crazy meth heads from behavioral health unit today too.
I start just kind of like, yeah.
Some lady thought I was gonna
Cops?
stab her with a insulin
You're not
needle
supposed-
too.
Don't talk about all this stuff, babe. You can't talk about all of it.
You know how often meth heads get rolled out of
Well,
the
I'm
ER
just
by
saying-
cops
I'm just saying it's
all the time. And
Yeah.
some lady who wasn't on her meds swearing I'm gonna stab her with my little insulin needle. It's a hoot.
Well, I mean, she gets folks in there all the time to talk about, I'm going to stab you, or I'll shoot you in the face, or whatever, just all kinds of stuff. Say awful things to her. And she just comes home like, well, I had one of them today tell me this. And I'm like, what the heck? And I mean, they're high on meth, though. They're like
Laced with
blown.
like roach spray,
Roach spray
and cat
and
urine
cat
and
urine, cat pee, and all kinds of weird stuff.
hornet's nest killer and
Man, they use all kinds of bug spray, whatever they can find to make their chemicals, just to get jacked up.
yeah. That's the word on the street.
And those, I mean, and
Ooh, twins. That's rough.
what's crazy about some of these folks that do all these drugs, they treat you like you owe them something,
Oh yeah.
like they're entitled to something, like they're extreme cray cray, mix it up junkies that feel like they're entitled to your help or everything you can do for them. Get it now, shut your mouth or blah blah blah. They act like that. They're crazy, man. It's the craziest world. These folks that do this stuff every single day. But that's what the government wants. That's what the government wants. Seriously, that's what they want all of us to be. These, I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't understand how you can have a country so dependent on the government and still manage to get by. So many
Yeah.
folks waiting in line for a paycheck, waiting in line for a meal. I mean, it's going to turn into the Great Depression over a matter of time. And that Great Depression is going to be, there's no work, absolutely no work. And, folks are going to be standing in line to get like just some scoop of
At the
slop.
mercy of the government.
Government, exactly.
Because
And it's like we're going to throw some stimulus packets out to folks. And there's probably folks out there hanging on to that little piece of thread. Say, well, any day now, I'll get that stimulus. And if then you got the other ones out there, the socialists out there that make fun of the ones that accept it. There's people out of work that have to accept it. They ain't got no choice. There's no job lined up for them during COVID crap. They've got everything closed down. All the small businesses are going out of business, and they're going to sit there and the socialist folks out there, they're all about communism and whatnot, or the wealthy sharing crap with everyone. Everything's supposed to be equal. We're all supposed to have equal amounts of everything. Well, then I need to go over here and get Jim's cows because I want his cows. I want 10% of his cows on my property, or, I like Susie's goats. I want to go get some of Susie's goats down here because she's got one too many, and I think I should have one of them. So that doesn't make any sense. That's kind of how that would go if we didn't have money. You know what I mean? That's, Frank's got more hens than me. I want some more hens to go in my coop out here. I'm gonna go over here and get some of his hens. Some of mine aren't laying as many eggs as they used to, or whatever. But they do this. And then they turn around and they make fun of the folks. Thank you, Dennis. Boom, boom, boom,
Thank you,
boom.
Dennis. Appreciate you very much.
I love the little logo things. Those are cool.
What's your ear?
Boom.
Thank you.
Boom,
very
boom.
much.
There's some sort of sponsorship thing you can do on YouTube. I don't know anything about it. It's there, and I have the ability to turn it on, but I never did. And I was doing special logos, doing those little custom logos for folks when I do live streams, and that was all it was for. But it gives them like a custom logo, and I can do the channel patches and stuff. Like you can do like the channel logos, all the different ones and stuff. It was kind of cool. I was just tinkering with it. I'm like, no, I'm never going to activate that because it's just who I am. I don't want to get too much crazy stuff going on because then it kind of gets crazy. But back to what I was saying though. So the socialist and communist folks out there, I know I say communist and socialist. Anyways, the socialists out there or the liberals that bring this topic up, they always point their finger or make fun of the ones like the guy driving the truck with the rifle in the back. They stereotype everyone that's out there that would accept the check. Well, his bumper sticker would read something like, the government needs to leave me alone. We need less government. And then he's cashing he's over here cashing his stimulus check. And folks are out there making fun of, well, yeah, look at you now. you're cashing that stimulus check. I didn't see you sending it back to them or
Miss you,
anything.
bro.
Um, but it's jacked up. I mean, to make fun of folks that are out of a job and they have to do it. I mean, but there's I guarantee you there's a handful of folks that probably did send that sucker back. I mean, just throwing it out there. There's probably a handful of folks didn't have any choices, hand it back, or that's the reason why it goes back to the whole direct deposit thing. You're gonna wake up one morning, you're gonna go check your bank, and you're gonna be like, "What? Where'd all this come from?" See what I mean? That's how that works. And then eventually you're going to be. It only takes a few gradual doses of this to get everybody eating out of the hands of the government. Only a matter of time. And some folks are going to depend on it, rely on it. Well, it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. Somebody out there is going to say, well, they're going to start doing this every 3 months or every month or whatever. And then next thing you know, you're going to see a whole bunch of people without a job. And the ones that take advantage of it, the ones that are going to take advantage of it are the ones that are going to be without a job, doing drugs,
Mhm.
whatever else, getting drunk, smashing cars into families and kids, or whatever else they want to do out there.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just saying, you're going to end up in all kinds of mess.
Band of the
In
Red
quarters.
Band.
That's funny. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Boom, boom.
Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you.
You always have something funny to say. It's always cracking me up. Oh man, quarters. That was in quarters.
What is?
See, I got. I'm now. I want to. I don't know. I wonder how short it is. Bet you if I went to the bank right now and I said, I need quarters, they're probably not. There's a quarter shortage. You can only get so many. We're getting ready to go to a cashless society. You didn't know New World Order, Agenda 21, bro. You didn't know.
Yep. I know somebody just asked my thoughts on the vaccine, and I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable because, I've said before, it's basic microbiology 101 that we learn. It's not safe if it hasn't been tested for at least 18 months to two
Yeah.
years because look how long it took them to do the polio vaccine, and it's just too soon. And how do you know it's even effective? It could just be sugar water, and it's all
Yeah.
about the money.
Well, it's like then there's the cases that I've been hearing about that are having issues. There's side
Well,
effects.
there's different companies is the problem. You don't have one
The
universal.
Parafair, whatever that company is.
You don't have one universal vaccine.
Yeah.
You have multiple companies trying to beat each other on who can get it the fastest so they can get the most money. And then some of my coworkers and I joke around, we're gonna see those Davy at Law in commercials.
Yeah.
If you've taken the corona vaccine or a loved one you know has suffered serious side effects from this company, call our attorney at law.
And this goes back to my jokes about the mask. I was because in the beginning of this, I made jokes about everyone wearing masks. If you and your family members have been forced to wear masks and blah
Mm-hmm.
blah, then you may be compensated for blah blah. Yeah, it's and that was just a joke. I was just kidding around, but I was like, look, take this stuff seriously because something's going to come out of it. In the end, when you
Mm-hmm.
fast forward to someone's going, bro, you're an idiot. There's no way that could happen. But then there's the possibility, a little bit where someone you're going to turn that on. It's like Jim and Jim, a freaking attorney at law. They're going to be like, yeah, look at this. If you took the vaccine, blah blah, from this company, it was bad for you. Jose Ali's or
Hey,
something.
Golden. Yeah, I mean, I know it. Everybody has their own views on the vaccines. That's just mine, and I've talked to a few doctors, and they pretty much have the same feelings that I do. It's just not been out long enough, and it's just a false sense of comfort in my book because I don't know. It's just
I'm not,
it's too soon. And don't
and
mess with my mRNA. Don't mess with my messenger trying to tell my DNA what to build and leave my DNA alone.
and that's what the drug messes with. The vaccine
Yeah, one of
messes
them
with.
does.
Yeah.
So I don't like that. That to me is too creepy,
I don't know.
futuristic. Like Jeff was saying, messing with your DNA
I
splicing.
think I would rather just sit on the sidelines and continue to see what happens.
Yep.
I will continue to ride the roller coaster and see where it gets off at. Because, at the moment, me and the kids stay pretty isolated. We don't really go to the stores too often. And, I don't get out too much. I don't wear a mask. I know I get frowned upon for that, but I don't wear a mask. When I do, I wear a burqa. And, I go, I mostly do all the yard work and chores around here, feeding animals and taking care of everything. Because we just do full time homesteading and full time homeschool. Homesteading, homeschool. That's pretty much what this is. And I teach them everything I can. But I think that's better off than me running the streets and keeping the vehicle warmed up that whole time. She runs the streets because she does that hospital routine every single day.
And my drag racing too. I gotta
She
get
drag
that in
races.
first thing in
She
the
drag
morning.
races.
Gotta get that adrenaline thrill
It's just
up.
crazy. Every single day feels exactly the same. Every day that
No,
I wake
don't
up,
have to take the vaccine.
yeah, she doesn't have. She's not being forced to do it. Only in this state. Well, as far as we know,
Yeah,
only in this
Tennessee's
state.
governor said it's not going to be mandatory.
For now, we've heard.
Yeah.
That could change
Mm-hmm.
because everything is subject to change. Uh, but yet, I mean, I will tell you guys. I know a lot of you guys probably living this way, or probably not. You probably have that 9 to 5.
Groundhog Day, yep.
My typical routine for a job is to finish any leather projects that are on my table, and then in the process of that, rotate homeschooling for 3 different kids, and then all the other routines. But I get to thinking, it's for me, but for her, because I had the role of getting up at 3 in the morning every single day, and we flipped the switch. We've traded
Yeah.
roles now. And I'm
Yeah.
not doing that for years, getting up early like that. And to live it with you now, it's like every morning at 5 o'clock ish or whatever, we're up and moving around. I'm like, dang, this woman is going to be gone for more than 12 hours today in chaos, like in total chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And you do it like every freaking day. I feel like there's like
I love it though.
it's
I
like
won't
6
lie.
days in a row. I'm like,
I still love
what
it.
the heck? And you come home, it's like, you come with, don't touch me. I'm like, what's wrong? I have to decontaminate. I was with a C. diff patient. I need to get in here and wash off. And it's like, don't touch me. And she's like, her clothes, whoosh. Yeah, she's taking her scrubs and flicking them into the washer.
I got my socks pulled over my scrub
It's
pants
so
like a
hilarious.
vato with my slippers.
Or she'll come in and she'll say she was with this patient or with that patient. Don't touch me because this person had COVID and all this other stuff. I need to get washed off.
I got spit on by the behavioral
Yeah.
health crazies today. Don't touch me.
She had someone come in. She was that one lady that was high on all kinds of drugs.
Oh yeah.
And she's cussing y'all and spitting on y'all, and you had your mask on and everything, but you didn't have goggles or something like that. And she said, and then come to find out she tested positive for COVID,
Yeah.
this, that, and the other thing. She had type this, type that, and all kind, you name it. And
Yeah.
it's like she had the whole shebang going on, like, and you're like, wow, that spit on me. It's like if she comes home, walks in, and tells me a story like that, it's like, dang,
At least
Girl.
I didn't get spit in the face. So.
that was your day. That was your day. It was your typical day. 6 days in a row of that crazy stuff.
Or
I'm
it's
like, dude.
funny when you're like swabbing those little kids, definitely face shields on because they're like sneezing out big old boogers, and it's like I'm watching this big booger just go down my face. You're like,
You told me that one that they were the kid had a hard huh? No,
You know what I'm saying? No.
no.
I was just testing kids. Let's just say that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but yeah, there's folks. I mean, it's just funny.
Hmm.
It's hilarious, cracking me up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
They're full of a lot of boogers and snot.
so nasty. Yeah, but you got kids that snot on you, and you got
Those are
adults,
my kids.
adults that snot on
Yeah.
you, and then you got everyone else that snot on you, and
Yeah.
it's crazy. So how are You said most of them that are taking the vaccine are doing all right though.
I asked them if they just complain their arms hurt a lot, and
Yeah,
I said, well, if you start growing another head or twin on your arm, let me know.
it's good to know these things. You know.
I'm curious. I just kind of sit back and just like, well, let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know how that goes.
Can't
I don't-
talk.
No,
Charlie
no.
stinks.
I
Char-
know Charlie stinks.
Charlie's a stinky
He
boy.
needs to take a bath.
I think they're retaliating, you know, because he's been picking on them all day. He's the oldest, so you
Yeah.
end up with that. I guess I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else? I'm running out of stuff to say now.
No, I mean
My batteries are
we
dying.
have National Guards in the hospitals and the flipping urgent care.
Well, everyone freaked out when I said something about it. I said, well, you know, now the hospitals have National Guard there. The National Guard's been called in to help.
Well, I mean,
And
the
everyone
ones-
starts freaking out like, whoa, elaborate more. What do you mean they're there? What's happening?
Well,
Ah,
ours in the ER were just in scrubs, and
Yeah.
they were helpful. I was like, "Can you get me some IVs?" And they're in there jumping in on the codes, and
yeah.
you know,
Like I told somebody, it's like they're there. I said, someone asked me, why are they there? It's like, we're with the state and we're here to help. You know,
yeah,
you can't. You could say, well, we're with the government and we're here to help. You know, or whatever.
yeah,
But you got to take it for what it is. It's a situation where the state does something to ease the stress on other folks that are working 6 days a week, 12 hours a day. It's some of these folks. It ain't about money. It's about needing a break sometimes. You know, some folks will probably eat that up. Like, I'm going to work every single day of my life. And I mean, that's okay if you don't have kids and, you know, things to do and things to take care of. But if you got a life outside of work,
yeah. They
Yeah.
get chipper.
you know,
Hmm.
yeah. This is all I got. What's up?
Where do they get the energy?
The kids are going crazy.
I think they suck my soul.
I don't know what they did. Kids. All right, they got the door shut. Well, folks, we're going to have to wrap it up. I think our kids are going bananas and they're jumping off of everything. So I'm going to go back there and regulate. I'm seeing lights flashing off and on and everything else. But it's time. We usually stay on for about an hour, and that's pretty much what we've been, you know, doing, about an hour.
Yeah.
You ain't got nothing? You got nothing?
um,
You look kind of tired.
I'm beat.
You had a long day,
Long week.
long week. It's time to veg out right now.
Yeah, my throat's getting sore.
Sit down, lean back, relax.
Mm-hmm.
Have a nice cup of hot cocoa.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Bacon
I-
cocoa.
I think that's where the wife's
Merry
headed.
Christmas.
The wife is headed to lean back and have some hot cocoa, and I hope you guys do too.
And we hope you have a beautiful Christmas. And I hope you're able to spend some time with your families. And like I always say, keep your chins up.
Mhm.
Don't look into the gloom and doom of everything. I know there's a lot going on in the news, and try and stay positive
It's a
and
scare tactic.
try and keep your hearts light.
Yep. Don't let the scare tactics bring you down. It's real. It exists, but it's not what they lead it on to be. They've got
Well, happy
ads
birthday, Jeff.
for some of you out there that I know see the weird ads, but there's ads running that shows like a nurse in a back room somewhere, bawling her eyes out and falling
You
over.
really
and
do not like that commercial.
I do not. I hate that commercial. It gets me mad every time I see it. I was like, you are frightening people,
yeah.
and it's not like that. My wife is in this every single day, and there's no reason
Yeah,
why you should be on there
exactly.
crying,
No.
bawling your eyes
No.
out. And it's like, if my wife can go there
Makes
every
us look
single day
weak.
Yeah, exactly.
And it makes it's like you said, just
I
frightens
said
people.
it frightens people. It makes the other nurses out there look bad,
Hmm.
and you know, to see someone behave like that, like, dude, you are tripping, because isn't even like that at all. I mean, she goes and fights and tolerates this crap, you know, every single day, all the stuff that gets thrown your way, and but if she can do it and she comes home, she just wants some hot cocoa and she wants to lean
And some
back and
bunnies.
relax, and she
And I
hugs.
gotta pet my bunnies.
She likes to hug bunny
You gotta pet the
rabbits.
bunnies, George. You gotta pet the bunnies.
She's either doing one or two things in this house.
The bunnies.
She's either making a quilt on her sewing machine or she's out there hugging a bunny. There's two
That's
things.
all right.
I hope she never mixes the two together. We're gonna get a little crazy. We'll
Hey,
have some
Booby
bunnies.
Bear, Booby Bear is saying, when are we gonna go hold some bunnies, Mom? And I said, tomorrow we'll spend a good hour or two in the bunny coop and we'll hold some bunnies.
I'll have to videotape it tomorrow because she brought me out there. I can hear her out there squawking and hugging bunnies. She's like,
Squealing.
you hear her squealing like, oh, it's so
We
cute.
got snuggles and cuddles.
It's just her. She's the only one in the bunny coop, and I hear that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I know where she is. I guess I'll go check on her. And she has like a buffet variety of like carrots, lettuce, and
Yeah.
all kind of like apples. And she's got them kind of spread out on the ground there. And there's like 30, 40 freaking bunnies popping out of left field. It's like a bunny nest. There's so many bunny rabbits. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
They're like they're repelling from the roof down like little commandos and getting their freaking food. It's crazy. I've never seen that many rabbits in person before. But they multiply quick. It's crazy. But that's what I walked into, and I need to get that on camera.
They're adorable.
I have not videotaped any of that
You
yet.
got
It's
to, because we're
crazy.
getting rid of them soon.
We got folks coming
Yep.
to take them. Anyway. Or like I said,
Okay.
I tried to get
Got
off
to
here
the
earlier and I ended up talking for 10 more minutes. All right. God bless you
God
guys.
bless you guys. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. And I probably
Wes S is gonna go on the after show.
yeah, Wes S is going on the after show. Go to his channel and check out his topics. Now, would be on again like next Saturday?
Christmas is this week.
Yeah, but Saturday is
I don't know.
I can't see the calendar. I'm trying to see what day Saturday is. We may be on Saturday night, same time, same place, same back channel. But anyways, I just want to give you guys a
Depends if
heads
I
up.
work or not.
If she's here, we will. Anyways, love you guys.
Yep.
God bless
Stay safe.
and take care.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yo.